Children, this is Mrs. Anjum Aleem from Springfields School, Masabtank, biology teacher for class 10th. Children, as you all know that we are doing revision and we are in the third session of the revision, and today we are going to start with the lesson number 2, respiration. As I told you before, we will be dealing with the 4-mark questions, and in my next video you will learn about the short answers. Kindly watch the video attentively and understand the concept clearly. We will start with the human respiratory system. Children, as you all remember, that human respiratory system starts with the nose, nostrils. The air enters into the nostrils, then passes through the nasal cavity, and then it passes through the pharynx and larynx and through the windpipe. Windpipe is called as the trachea. It enters in windpipe divides into two branches which are called as the bronchi. Singular is bronchus. These bronchi further divides into smaller branches which is called as the bronchioles. Bronchioles will further end up with the sac-like structures, thin membrane structures called as the alveoli. They are open inside the lungs. The lungs are made up of the alveoli and diaphragm is supporting the lungs. So the human respiratory system is consisting of these parts. And remember, actual exchange of the gases takes place in the alveoli. So the respiration is taking place in the mitochondria in the body cells, but the gaseous exchange is taking place in the alveoli. We all know that diaphragm is a flattened muscular layer which divides the chest from the abdomen and plays important role in breathing. Breathing is consisting of inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation is taking in air and exhalation is breathing out air. As you can see here, we can learn about the function of the diaphragm. Now during the breathing in, the diaphragm is flattened. Can you observe in this slide? The diaphragm is flattened, thereby increasing the volume of the chest, and the pressure is low. So the outside pressure is more, the air rushes into the lungs and occupies the space of the lungs, and the gaseous exchange take place. Now while breathing out, the diaphragm moves upward, forming the dome shape. So the pressure inside is more and the volume is less when the diaphragm pushes up to form the dome shape, thereby leading the air to go out. It helps in the exhalation. It helps the air to move out of the lungs through the trachea. The same passage it will take with which it has entered, the same passage it will follow in the reverse manner. This is how the mechanism of the respiration takes place. If a question is asked on the write the mechanism of the respiration, you have to write about the function of the diaphragm. Now we will learn how does the gaseous exchange take place between lungs and the blood capillaries. Once again, this is an important question. Here we should know about the structure of the alveoli. These alveoli are present in the lungs. Now gaseous exchange takes place within the lungs by diffusion from alveoli to blood capillaries and from blood capillaries to alveoli. As you can see in this slide, the alveoli is, this diagram is in the textbook also. You can refer from there. It is there in the PDF also. The air that is entering in, as you can see, is red arrows. So it contains the oxygen. So our blood is becoming the oxygenated blood. Hemoglobin combines with the oxygen, forming the oxyhemoglobin in lungs. Then the alveoli will exchange. Alveoli, the blood capillaries are in contact with the alveoli. Can you see this pink color cup shaped structure? That is a blood capillary. It is in contact with the alveoli. So it will give away the carbon dioxide by the process of diffusion to the alveoli. Capillaries will give the carbon dioxide to the alveoli and it will take the oxygen from the alveoli. So oxygen moves from alveoli to the capillaries and carbon dioxide moves from capillaries to the alveoli, thereby leading to the process of exchange of gases. How do you prove that carbon dioxide is released during the aerobic respiration? Children, aerobic respiration means the respiration taking place in the presence of oxygen. To prove that carbon dioxide is released during the aerobic respiration is our aim. Our apparatus are the sprouted seeds, glass bottle, small beaker, lime water and cork. Procedure is take some sprouted Bengal gram seeds and keep them in glass bottle which were soaked in water and tied in cloth to germinate. So we are taking the sprouted one. You have to take the seeds, you have to soak them in water, and then you have to tie them in a cloth and let it dry so that they germinate. Those germinated seeds are taken in the glass bottle, wide mouth bottle. Take a small beaker filled with lime water and insert it in the glass bottle carefully. Close it tightly. Close the glass jar tightly like this. We have taken the sprouted seeds and also we have taken the lime water in a beaker and we leave the apparatus for some time. What do we observe? We observe that the germinating seeds releases carbon dioxide which turns the lime water milky. Hence it is proof that carbon dioxide is released during the aerobic respiration. There was oxygen present in the jar. So the aerobic respiration took place. Write the different types of the respiratory system in different organisms. Here we will learn about how the respiration takes place in the different organisms. You can also get the table or tabular form and the question can be asked at the bottom. Amoeba, hydra, roundworms and earthworms, all of them they respire through their body surface by the process of diffusion. Insects like cockroaches and grasshoppers have the tracheal respiratory system containing tubes called the trachea, whereas the fishes have the branchial respiration. Branchial respiration means which is taking place through gills. Frogs will have the two types of respiration, cutaneous respiration that is through skin and pulmonary respiration that is through lungs. And of course human beings respiratory organs are lungs. Then how does respiration take place in plants? As we all know that plants also do respiration along with the photosynthesis. Sometimes leaves acts as the respiratory organ, so the exchange of the gases takes place through the stomata. Stomata allows the exchange of gases. And sometimes lenticels are present on the stems which helps in the exchange of gases. And in trees like mangroves there are aerial roots above the ground which helps in the respiration. Children, these questions can be asked in the objective also. What is the difference between the aerobic and the anaerobic respiration? It's again an important question. It takes place in the presence of oxygen, aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen. In aerobic respiration, complete oxidation of glucose takes place. In anaerobic respiration, the glucose molecule is incompletely oxidized. The end products are carbon dioxide and water in aerobic, and end products are either ethyl alcohol or lactic acid and carbon dioxide. Lots of energy is liberated, nearly 38 molecules of ATP in aerobic respiration, and relatively small energy is liberated in the anaerobic respiration, maybe 2 molecules of ATP. It occurs in plants and animal cells, aerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration takes place in bacteria and human muscle cells. The equation for the aerobic respiration is C6H12O6 plus 6O2 giving C6CO2 plus 6H2O and 686 kilocalories. And in anaerobic respiration, C6H12O6 giving you the 2C2H5OH ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide with 56 kilocalories. So the ATP here is called as the energy currency. Now coming to the anaerobic respiration. What do you understand by the anaerobic respiration? Respiration taking place in the absence of the oxygen. That is called as the anaerobic respiration. So here we are going to perform a small activity where you can observe in this lab activity carbon dioxide is released during the anaerobic respiration. We want to prove that. Okay. So what we have to take is we have to take a glass jar. We have to take a glass jar and we have to take the glucose solution and boil it for some time so that the oxygen is released, and then we add the yeast to it. And we also add 1 centimeter layer of what you call paraffin wax so that no oxygen enters into it. We fix it as shown in the slide and we insert a thermometer and a bent tube. The other end of the bent tube is in a test tube containing the sodium bicarbonate solution, or say lime water. Now here we leave the apparatus for some time. After some time we observe that the heat is liberated and the temperature in the thermometer rises. At the same time, carbon dioxide is also released, which is passed through the bent tube into the test tube containing the lime water and converting it into the milky. So we have the conclusion here. You have to write the procedure as I have just now discussed. Temperature rises in the thermometer during the anaerobic respiration, and carbon dioxide produced during the respiration turns lime water milky. So respiration is a combustion process, and combustion of glucose gives carbon dioxide, water and energy. I hope you all understood the concept. Kindly start learning the answers. Don't waste time. One lesson for 1 week time. As I told you already before, 7 lessons in 7 weeks. Then your pre-finals will be coming. You have to prepare for that. So I wish you all good luck for your preparation. Thank you very much for watching this video.